What's going on is God Molecular, here to spread the religion of Mofady, which is the religion of no religion, here to dismantle and disassemble all religion by the year 2034. I thank you guys for tuning in. I come as Amen, reincarnated this new age, that of the 226th dynasty was stemmed from King Solomon, who held a descendant by the name of Haile Selassie I, who occupied that of the 225th dynasty. With some roots. Ready? And that is in tribute to Amen, as he was known as the Most High and the Most Logical being of deity at his time. I come as him reincarnated to usher in the new age of Aquarius, as we have transpired from the age of the Pisces, also known as the age of the Seven, into the age of the Aquarius, also known as the age of the Six, and that is as of August 21st, 2017, titled Day of the Great American Eclipse. A lot of people ask me a lot of questions about a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of things that pertains to human beings and mankind. One of the biggest questions that I get overall is, why do I want to get people to Antarctica? Why is that the mission of Mofady? Why is that the mission of the 226th dynasty? Why is that the sixth equinox? Why does Mofady seeks to get people to Antarctica? Right, and it all starts with a revelation that comes with prophecy, right? A prophecy that has to be discovered, a prophecy that was discovered by me. All of the knowledge that I received is given to the universe through me to you. All these things that I speak on, it could be researched, it could be looked into, and the sciences could be advanced once further studied in order to progress motherfuckers here on this planet. A lot of people ask, one of the biggest questions, why do I want to get people to Antarctica? If you look at the positioning of the world and you understand climate change and things of that nature, you understand that all that shit is bullshit, right? But when you study the ozone layer, which is supposedly depleting, you will see that there's a hole that's in the ozone layer and it hovers over Antarctica. Now, anybody who have any type of logical sense will be able to understand that Antarctica is going to get hit by massive levels of sunlight, high levels of sunlight. Right, this sunlight is going to react with the isotopes that's in the ice down in Antarctica. Once all of the ice melts, it's going to go into the ocean. It's that water is going to have to go somewhere. That's in the ocean. It's going to have to go somewhere. Right. So that water is going to go to Africa. Africa is going to flood. This is my prophecy. This is my prediction. I have science to back this up. I have advanced mathematics to back this up, to back up my entire story as coming as the reincarnated Amen here on this planet. A lot of people ask me, why do I say that I am Amen? Why do I say that I am Amen Ra? The reason why is because Amen is at the end of your prayer. And my natural born name, the name that my mother gave me, starts with the letter A. And that's simply why I call myself Amen. Now, if you study the letter A, you go into degrees, you understand the letter A represents 1 degree. Right, and you study the color angstrom, you will see that it's the first letter in the alphabet. It represents the number 1. If you study any Masonic lodge, it represents the number 1. So the A stands for a degree, because I'm placing people in a degree or in a position to further themselves and advance all the technology and all human life here on this planet. And we're going to do this step by step. And we indulge into the intellectual realm, and we connect on very high intellectual levels. The quicker that we do that, the quicker this mission could be done. And my calculation is from 2017 up until 2034. That's my calculation, that it will be 100% complete. And we will have each and every ass individual who understand the message of Mofady, and the liberation of black people here on this planet. Those who understand that, and those who are willing to expedite or expedition themselves to Antarctica, will survive the age that is to come about, the new age that we are 2 years into. Right, this is the highest science, thinking consciously, thinking on a godly level. Right, Mofady deals with the telepathic, not only intellectual, but you are also telepathic. Right, you understand how you are a telepath. I don't have to explain to you what telepathy is. We deal with people who deal with the zodiac, astrology. We deal with tarot card readers. All of those are welcome in the religion of Mofady. Why is Mofady a religion? A lot of people ask me, why do I support a religion? If I'm going against the cause, why am I supporting a religion? Because religion is the only way to peacefully exit America. And the most peaceful way to come and go is through religion. right? But it don't only stop there. Religion also deals with prophecy. Prophecy us as black people. Now you on this knowledgeable path that you're going to take to further your intelligence. You are going to run into a lot of information, a lot of scholarship, biology, science, astrology, astronomy, geometry. You're going to run into all of these sciences. But what is going to deal with your logic the most is what you can bear witness to. Things that you can see. People who are beyond the utmost logic in this entire world. And we're going to do it by their laws. We're going to peacefully exit the United States of America. By their laws, we're going to exit. And we're going to peacefully make our way to Antarctica. And we're going to build and establish land and law there. We're going to establish a principality that's going to deal with all of the divine universe under a melanated principle, under a melanated order. This is what we are going to do as highly conscious, intelligent people. People that have the right, people that have the universal divine birthright to think for themselves beyond intelligence. We're talking about people that deals with a higher consciousness, right? People that not only understand God, but know that they are God. But you are of the Alkebunaki. If you are to think of the highest degree, nothing else can intelligently suffice you. You have been born with a superior bloodline that aligns up with melanin, and this melanin constructs order. It constructs it constructs structure in your entire genetic genome. This is what it does, down to the deoxyribonucleic acid that mixes with the amino acids, that gets with the ester linkages of the triglycerides inside of your body. This is biology. You look at the macromolecules, you look at the carbon atom. What you are is a carbon atom. You're not just any atom, you're not just any cell. You are a carbon atom. As a black being that has an intelligence, this is your melanin. The intellectual property of carbon is melanin. This is what you are as a supreme being. A lot of people ask me, why do I believe black people are superior? Because we are. Genetics shows it, science shows it, philosophy shows it, history shows it. We have proof. We can prove that we are supreme intelligent beings. We are superior. Now, does this mean that we sit like master over you? Does this mean that we wish to be little white people? Do we wish to torment them? Do we wish to enslave them because we are superior to them? No, because we do not attach our mentality to theirs. Our nature isn't as the same as theirs. This is of the utmost intelligence. Intelligence is to work with these people, and white people have to understand this as well. White people, you have to understand that we are gods as beautiful black people, and that white people, you are the kings and queens of this planet. Without you, without destruction, there could be no creation. We are the creation, you are the destruction. This is your nature. Embrace your nature. Understand your nature. Organize your nature. Intelligently move your nature so that it can construct a betterment, progressive people amongst humanity. This is what you should do as a human and what you are. We do not seek to harm you, destroy you, kill you, rape you, pillage you. We only seek to peacefully separate from you and peacefully operate the true progressive order of this entire planet. This is what we wish to do. This is for the higher conscious, the higher thinking beings. The beings of a higher order. Those who are beyond fed up. Those who are beyond fed up. We want to get to the bottom of this bullshit. And this is what we are as people. So the black man and woman is God. You are God. You are the universe. The universe is no different from you. There is a direct connection between you and the universe. It's the exact same thing. You are within the universe is within you. This could be proven. A lot of people ask me, how is the universe in me? Do I have the light in me? No, you don't have any light as a beautiful black melanoid person. You are complete utter darkness, which is the most intelligent formation ever found in all of living space. Of all of the living cosmos, darkness is of the most intelligent. This is why they equate a black hole to complete darkness. One of the most binding things in all of space, the black hole, complete darkness. It's intelligence. This is what you are. This is what's in your structure. This is what's in your atoms, your genetics, your cells. Right? A lot of people talk about the cells, but do you get down to the atom? Do you get down to the molecule, the subatom of what you are? You look at science and biology, you see that they label sugars. They call them hexene, a hexose. That's in biology. So by you consuming certain types of sugar, you are hexing the way that the atoms are positioning themselves in your atomic melanated carbonated structure. You are repositioning atoms. And if you study atoms and you understood shapes, the hexagon, the octagon, the hecadecagon, if you understood how these shapes formate lattices inside of your body, the cubic lattice, if you understand how these things work, you will be able to understand how matter and all around you work as a black being. You have to understand God knows what death is. You think that these white folks, these old ancient white folks that done had millions and millions and millions, I wouldn't say millions, but they done had centuries. Millions of dollars, but centuries. Centuries of knowledge, of wealth being passed down from generation to generation. 600-700 centuries. You don't think they know about death? You don't think they understand death and what death is? You don't think that they know that once you die, you become the rest of the universe? If you don't think these old white people don't have this knowledge, you are far behind in your intelligence. They understand exactly what death is. They understand that it takes the mind into a higher level of consciousness. That's all death is. They understand that death means you are 1 second ahead of your reality in your present time. They use death and place it inside a religion. These religions that you set on pedestals, that you lead your life on. They took death and placed it inside of this religion and made you fearful of death, because it was at one point in time you had no fear whatsoever of anything known to die, including yourself. You had no fear of it. The African had no fear of death whatsoever. The African welcomed death. A lot of people saying, well, you saying we're Africans now. We're Africans now. We are beyond Africans. We have many names. It has many names. That's what we are. That's power. You read the 48 Laws of Power, it teaches you about things. We have many names. And we understood death. And we knew what death was, and we welcomed death. And this was frightening to a being that was constructed here on this earth by another being, by another human. That's frightening. Someone that does not fear death is frightening. So they flipped that and made death fearful. So now a lot of us fear death. We fear what's going to happen after we die. But we had supreme knowledge. We always had the knowledge of death. We understood death. We gained our superiority through death. We contacted the dead. We got the dead to do things and move things for us. We communicated back and forth with the dead beings that existed in the cosmos. This is what death was to us. Death was communication. You let me know what's going on that side, I let you know what's going on this one. And this is what structured and ordered divine civilization amongst this earth. So if you think that they don't have this knowledge, they've been contacting their dead members as well. Even though white people are soulless, they don't have any souls. There's energy of white beings attached to black beings that are living now. So when those black beings do die, who you think that they're being spies for? You read up on books, have knowledge. That's a higher consciousness, a higher mind. Think on a higher scale, an extraterrestrial scale. Because this is what you are as a melanated person, as a beautiful melanated being, this is what you are. Your mind could become extraterrestrial, completely foreign to this planet. This is what your logic could reach as a beautiful black God. And in that logic, you have to understand that you can communicate with death. Because by universal and divine law, death is not dying. Nothing dies. Nothing has ever died, ever in all of existence. It has never died. Transformation is inevitable, but death has not yet to take place. So you have brothers like myself who come along and teach that death is 1 second ahead of time. If you can imagine your thoughts leaving your mind and going ahead of you into your future, going back around into your past and coming back into your head, if you can imagine your thoughts moving in that circular motion, you can communicate with yourself in the future. Actual physical things. It's all around you. Everything around you was once thought. But what's more conscious than the thought? What's more conscious than the subconscious? The Alkebunaki is of the highest consciousness. That is more conscious than the observer. The Alkebunaki is the thought that observe thoughts. The Alkebunaki is being observed itself. It's an observer that's being observed by another observer. This is the conscious. Just keep going. If you can mimic this within your mind and continue it repeatedly, you can usher yourself into an extraterrestrial mentality. Catapult yourself into the future. So no matter what happens to you, good and bad, you're able to be guided and directed on outcomes. outcome is what guides and directs you. Be of the highest logic, the highest self. Is beyond atoms and molecules and cells. I had somebody the other day say that they wanted to connect with nature. I need to go out in the wild and connect with nature. I need to go out in trees and run into a forest or an island. I just need to be out in the wild, butt-ass naked. I just need to be out. My children can see my dick. My children can see my pussy. I just need to be free. In my experience, this is mostly people who are running from themselves. Ancient Egyptians, what they had was in the middle of a desert. Nowhere around any trees, any animals, any plants. They built their empire in the middle of a desert. Empire, the most supreme and most intelligent architectural work ever found anywhere on this planet, is mimicked by other supreme empires. They wasn't out in trees in the wild. They built a desert and stayed in a desert because that's intelligence. Why is it intelligence? Because the black man cannot be conquered. The black man and woman cannot be conquered. If the cold is my weakness, then take me to Antarctica. If the cold is my weakness, take me to Alaska. And I'll run around that motherfucker butt booty ass naked. Melanin, put me right in the middle of the coldest place on this planet. And I'll show you I can survive. I'll show you how superior my melanin is. It has no weakness. You telling me if I eat a bunch of pork, all I'm gonna do is die? I'm gonna eat what the fuck I wanna eat. Cause that's what God do. That's what God does. God does what the fuck God want at any fucking given time God wanna do it. That is God. If God want to eat a pig, God will eat a fucking pig. If God want to cut off all his hair, God will cut off all his fucking hair. You are God from the very spot that you stand, and you need to occupy that thinking, that level of thinking, that intelligent comprehension. You are God from the very spot that you stand. Your job is to impact and change your environment as God. Not let your environment change you. Desert. Egypt is made. It's a man-made desert. They made this desert. They made these pyramids. And thus came more deserts and pyramids. This is the Alkebunaki. This is the sixth ether. This is Mofady. The first two letters of money, the first two letters of family, and the first two letters of dynasty. M-O-F-A-D-Y. Mofady. This is by divine superiority. This is by divine consciousness. It could be proven down to the very spot. It could be proven with scripture, with science, philosophy, mathematics. I can prove to you who I am spiritually. I connect that proof to astrology, things that you can see up in the sky. That is what makes me a pharaoh. But what makes me 1 degree above a pharaoh, what makes me 1 degree above a pharaoh is that my mind and my proof in my mind works together. That is what makes me the utmost, most high, supreme Amen. And I'm here for the Alkebunaki, that of which the Bible called the 144,000. We are to build a nation, an army, in which the United States Constitution supports. The United States Constitution supports a republic and protection of the president that has the right to gain independence. We are a nation, the Alkebunaki, the telepathic, tarot card, crystal wearing, Egyptian looking, black melanoid people. And we will organize. Slowly but surely we will organize and we will advance all of humanity. But I thank you guys for tuning in. It's God Molecular, here to spread the religion of Mofady, which is the religion of no religion, here to dismantle and disassemble all religion by the year 2034. I thank you guys for tuning in. I come as reincarnated this new age that of the 226th dynasty, which stemmed from King Solomon, who held a descendant by the name of Haile Selassie I, who occupied that of the 225th dynasty. We salutes. Ready? Go. And that is in tribute to Amen, as he was known as the most high and the most logical being or deity at his time. I come as him reincarnated to usher in the new age of Aquarius, also known as the age of the 6, as we have transpired from the age of the Pisces, also known as the age of the 7, and that is as of August 21st, 2017, titled Day of the Great American Eclipse. But I thank you guys for tuning in. It's God Molecular.